Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. You are looking at the pattern project that we are going to be learning. Now, I will not be doing the whole Afghan with you. I'm going to show you each row to do. It's going to consist of 10 rows, and by the end of the 10th row, all you're going to be doing is repeating the rest of the rows. So as far as Afghan projects go that are repeating throughout the entire pattern, I do not do the entire Afghan because they become very lengthy videos. So this is the current project I am working on for myself. This is my Afghan that you see me posting on my Facebook for those of you that follow me on there. This is called the Ripple Beige Afghan, which I am doing in teal, of course. So if you follow me, you do recognize my colors. I am right now about a quarter of the way through because I've been taking my time with this. And this Afghan measures about 40 by 44 inches, so it is a one-person Afghan. It is used, well, you use a 5mm hook. You can also use any size hook you want. I am actually using a 5.5. I did want it just a tad bigger. And I am using, of course, the teal colors. So you can use whatever colors you like. To me, colors, are negotiable. It doesn't make the pattern what it is all the time, so that's totally up to you. And this is a brunette pattern, so it is called the Ripple Beige Afghan. It is listed as easy, so if you want to follow along with this, I strongly recommend you go to yarnspirations.com, which is where the brunette patterns are listed, and pull this up on your computer, your tablet, your phone, or print this off, as I always do. It's so much easier to have something in front of you to follow along, because some of the stitches here in these ripple parts here in the center get a little tricky. I did have to frog that part a couple times, so you do have to follow along quite carefully with that. So I'll zoom in just a little bit. It is a little difficult to see, but it is a beautiful pattern once you get into it. And you can go to my Facebook at Stitch and Stacy's Crochet and look and follow along with me as my Afghan has grown. So I am going to be doing from the beginning point here until about here where it starts repeating. So this from here to here is about your 10th to 11th row, and then it's just going to repeat itself. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So what you need to do is get however many colors you want. I'm going to be using 2 colors, and I'm not going to be switching very often. I'm only going to switch off once because, like I say, I'm only going to do this demonstration for everyone out there. I'm not going to be separating my yarn. I want to pull it all out once I'm done demonstrating, because I had so many of you out there that wanted me to demonstrate this for you. So go get your yarn. You can do it in 1 color, you can do it in 2, whatever you feel like. If you're going to continue this project even after I show you, then that's fine. Get all your colors together. Get your hook that you're going to be using. If you're going to use a 5, grab that. Grab your pattern, your computer, and I will meet you back up here. Hey guys, you're looking at my color choices here. I am going to be using brunette, plum heather. It's like a purple, a dark plum, and I am going to be using the bright yellow. It is just called yellow. So it's like a butter yellow. Okay, and I'm going to be using my, I'm actually going to be sticking to the size that I was using. So I'm going to use a 5.5, so you guys can stick to your 5mm. And of course, this is a hook that I have made myself. It is my strawberry hook, and you can order these from me on my website at well, not my website, but my Facebook at Stitch and Stacy's Crochet. I have many to choose from, and this is just one of them. So let's put these aside. I am going to start with my purple. Okay, and so what you're going to do, and I will do some of this off camera, so you are going to have to chain 209 chains to start with, okay? And so let me readjust here. So what you're going to do off camera is you're going to chain 209, okay? So we're going to go ahead and chain 209 chains. So what you want to do is go ahead and chain with A, which is your beginning color. Okay, so once you get that chained, you're going to come back and then we'll do row 1. So go ahead and chain 209 chains. Alright, so now let's start our row 1. So after you've got 209 chains, in the first, or in the second chain from your hook, so 1, 2, you're going to do a single crochet. Okay? Now you're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 8 chains. Okay, so 1. You don't have to do them super tight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now in the next stitch you're going to put 3 single crochets, so you're making your first little arch here. Okay, now remember, as I've always told you, when you're working these type of ripple stitches, you don't want to lose this single crochet. And I'm sorry, this is a little dark color to see, because when you put more than 1 stitch in a stitch, you tend to lose a stitch in here behind it, so make sure you don't lose that one. So now you want to do a single crochet in each of the next 9. Okay, so make sure you get that stitch there or you will be way off count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, now you're going to miss the next 2. So 1, 2. Okay, so then you're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 9, and then that's the part you're going to repeat. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so now you're going to do your 3 single crochet in the next chain again. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so if you take your piece and you lay that down, let me back up for you a second here. If you kind of evaluate that, and it's going to be kind of curly, so you're going to have to lay your hook down and lay this out. Okay, you see you've got an upward peak and a downward peak, and that's exactly what you want. Okay, so you kind of have an uphill and a downhill, and now this was your next uphill. Now you're going to be going and doing your next straightaway, and then you should have another downhill. Okay, so the next 9, make sure you get that next stitch, so you want to do a single crochet in your next 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, oops. Now what you're going to do is you're going to miss the next 2. So 1, 2, I'm sorry I didn't zoom back in for you to see. So you're going to miss these 2. So basically when you're making the uphill peak, what you're going to do is put your 3 single crochet in. When you're making your little downward peak, you're skipping 2 stitches, okay? So we're making our downward peak. So what you're going to do is you're going to miss the next 2. So basically you're going to skip 2 here, and then you're going to start our 9 single crochet in that 3rd stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, now we're going to work our up peak again. So now you want to put 3 in this next stitch. So 1, 2, 3. And what I do to try to make it simpler to where I don't lose that stitch right here is I always try to keep my fingernail right here on that stitch where I know where about it should be. And you want to scooch those over a little bit and you will see where it's at. Alright, so now let's start our next 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so next we're working our down peak, so you want to skip the next 2 and go into that 3rd one and start our 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, now our uphill peak, we're going to put 3 in this next stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and there's my little stitch trying to hide for me. So there's our next 9 starting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Alright, so now the next down one, skip the next 2 and start your next 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me back this up a little bit now. And 9. Okay. Let me rearrange this here a bit. Grab my yarn. Okay. So now we're going to do 3 singles in the next one, making our uphill peak. So 1, 2, and 3. So the next 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so see, basically that's just kind of all you're doing all the way across your first row. So go ahead and finish that, and I will finish mine off camera, and I will meet you up at the very last 9 stitches. Okay, alright, we are at the end of our row, so we now have 9 left. So now what we're going to do is we're still going to make our last upward peak. Okay, so making sure we got them all here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we need to do our upward. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now what we're going to do is do the last ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me back up a bit here. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That last one there. Whoops. Alright. Now, so this is what you have. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is we're going to turn, and now we're going to work row 2. Okay, so this was row 1, and now I'll be back for row 2. Okay, so now we're going to work on row 2. So you're going to take and turn your work. You're going to chain 1. Okay, now you're going to be working in the back loops only when we're doing rows 1 and 2. Okay, or basically row 2. And you'll see you'll do that also for row 10, and I'll explain that more as we get down. So you're going to chain 1, and you're going to do a single crochet in the first single crochet, which is the one we're in. Okay, then you're going to miss the next single crochet, which is here. Okay, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 8. So you're going to skip this one, go to this next one, but you're only going to go into the back loop. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if you do your stitches correctly, what that's going to do is put you in the middle of those 3 where you went and done your 3 single crochet. That's going to put you in that center single crochet right there. Okay, and then when you get to that point, you're going to put 3 single crochet there. Okay, you're just going to keep building that. So 1, 2, and 3. Alright, and now what you'll do from this point is you're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 9. So your magic numbers are 8, or 3, 8, and 9 through this this part of your pattern. So 1, pretty much all through your pattern. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, now you're going to get to this peak. You're going to get to your downward peak here. Okay, you're going to see you're going to have these 2 single crochet right here. Okay, what we're going to do at this point is we're going to skip those. Okay, remember how we skipped 2 when we did the first row down here? You're going to do the same process. You're going to maintain that little peak. So you're going to skip the next two, you're going to go over, and you're going to jump those two, and you're going to continue your single crochet into that next one, and you're going to maintain that 9. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That should bring you back up to that center single crochet of those 3, and then you're just going to maintain that 3 by putting 3 in that next one. So when you get to your peaks, you're going to maintain those. Alright, so then you're going to go 9 in these next single crochet. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It's going to bring you to this next downward peak. So you're going to skip 1 and 2, and you're going to come to this stitch here and go into the back loop. You're still working in all back loops, and start the next 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so it's going to bring you back to that middle single crochet, and you want to put 3 there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so continue on with your 9 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, back to our next peak. So what we're going to do is skip 2, continue our 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Back to our peak, so we're going to put 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. And continue with our 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oops. So now I want you to see how it's coming out. And it'll stop being so floppy and curly on you a little bit here, because now we've got a ridge in it. And you see the ridge that's building with working in that back loop as usual on any project. So it's looking nice. So when we get that second color going, it'll look even nicer. And this is a very beautiful pattern. I'm really loving working with it. But because there's a lot of single crochet involved, it does take a little bit of time. So now we're up to skipping those 2 and working our next 9. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're at our peak, so we're going to put 3 here. Okay, and now our next set of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Skipping the next 2 and moving on with the next 9. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Next peak, that gets 3. And working down again with our next 9. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so basically you're just going to finish this up, and I'm going to finish this up to the last set of 9. Okay, and then I'm going to meet you back up here. Okay, and we will finish that last set together.